So in this video, I'm going to share the 5 ways you can still become a travel agent in 2026, and I'm going to share the best one at the end, so be sure to stick around for the whole thing. So the number one way is to go and work at a brick and mortar agency like AAA. They've been around for years, they're established. So if you have some certifications and training already, then you can go get a job at a place like that. But if you're looking for something remote, then that's not going to work. You could still be a travel agent and work for somebody else as an independent contractor, like an hourly employee. The only bummer about this is you don't get the benefits that you would get by working in a brick and mortar, but then you also don't get the profitability that you would get for just going into business by yourself. So the last 3 ways I'm going to have are about starting your own business. So there's 3 ways to do that. About 3 is you can get started with a franchise, which is very similar to a host travel agency, which I'll get to in a minute. But basically, you get to pick up their branding, their colors, their logo, and all that. You don't have to go think of all that yourself, which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? There's drawbacks to it. This is really nice for someone who's maybe self-conscious about marketing or branding and they just want something that they can just pick up and use. And then there's what I would call the opposite of that. Someone who is more entrepreneurial, someone who isn't afraid to do something new, and they're going to start their very own travel agency from scratch. That's definitely an option. I usually don't recommend this though because it takes a lot of money. You have to have insurance. You often have to be licensed, bonded, and insured. You have to have the okay from the city or state or county or wherever you're operating. So this is why for like 99% of people, I tell them to go with option 5, and that is joining a host travel agency. Now that alone is a whole rabbit hole of like which host agency is legit, which one do I want to go with, what about MLM agencies? I have a video on my YouTube channel about that, by the way. But basically it's a cross between a franchise where you get to piggyback on the brand that already exists, but still kind of build your own brand because you're an independent contractor with them. It's kind of like being an Uber driver for travel, right? Like you get to use Uber as the tool, but you're still getting reviews and everything yourself, and you get to do your own schedule, your own specialty, all that. Hi, by the way, my name is Brittany. I've been a travel agent myself since 2020, and since then, while building my own business, I've also been sharing what works for me, what works for others, and just helping others along the way through one-on-one mentorship. So if that's what you're into, then you're in the right place, whether you want to work on travel or you've recently become a travel agent. Whether you work with me or not, I really do think that being a travel agent with a host agency is the best way to go for most people nowadays. Less risk and liability for yourself. It's also very low cost to get started, so it's not like a big barrier. So if you have more questions about that, drop them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about building a full-time income in the travel industry, working part-time hours, then I'm your girl.